What up, people? I'm Jesse. Say it. I said I'm Jesse.
I'm Christine.
I'm Kat. We should have
The Poland Bananas books is me.
We're Booksplosion, a monthly online book club. This month we read The Lucky List in partnership with Simon & Schuster. This story follows a girl
She's
named...
so lucky. She's a star. Guys.
This book follows a girl named Emily, whose mother has passed away due to cancer. And as her father has decided they're going to move houses, they're going to move to a new location. And in doing so, she comes across her mother's bucket list from her senior year. And she decides that she is going to complete that bucket list to feel closer to her mother. What are you doing?
I was doing a TikTok transition, but then there's no editing, so I can't be a transition.
Oh my gosh. So that's essentially what The Lucky List is about. We're going to be discussing this book today in full. But before we get there, let's talk about what our next Booksplosion book of the month is going to be for the month of August. It's almost August.
Wait. It's Tokyo Raptor.
Can you tell us a little bit about it, Christine?
Yeah, it's called Tokyo Raptor. It's by Miko Jean, and I heard it's really great.
Christine got mad at me earlier when I tried to give her a one-sentence summary of the book. A Princess Diaries vibe with Japanese culture. It's about a girl who lives in Northern California, and she finds out that she is related to essentially Japanese royalty. And so she goes to Japan to reconnect with her family and to learn more about her heritage. And Christine got so mad at me for saying that much. None of that is a spoiler.
Well, I like to know nothing, and I wasn't paying attention to you now, so I know less again.
But yes, that's our Booksplosion book of the month for the month of August. We will have our live show date announced over on our socials. Follow us on Instagram at Booksplosion and Twitter at Booksplosion.
And it's spelled Booksplosion.
Do you want to spell that out for us?
Book, SPLOSION. Our Instagram has really beautiful pictures, you guys. Jordan, the photographer, runs our Instagram, and she is excellent. Check it out. This picture she posted today was like so pretty.
So nice.
So nice.
We're going to be taking your questions throughout tonight's live show. But right now, we're going to be doing our spoilery-free thoughts, so you can stay with us for a little while, and then after that, we'll be going full into spoilers. So who wants to kick us off with spoiler-free thoughts?
I'll kick us off with spoiler-free thoughts.
All right. Kick it off.
My spoiler-free thoughts are that I had a fun time reading this. I think where it really shined was like every time she was doing something on the list with Blake, like her relationship with Blake was so great. I loved when they were together, and I loved when she went into different places and like we'd kind of be transported to these different memories with her mom. And I don't know, those were the scenes where I was like all excited, and I forgot what I was going to say. Like the actual list, when you look at it, you're like, this doesn't look very exciting. But then the excitement comes with the banter and the memories and life stuff that comes up every time she does one of these seemingly boring things on the list. And I would definitely recommend reading this with your eyes, because I did the audiobook and the narrator just wasn't the best. It was just very robotic. And also, did you guys do the audiobook?
I read it.
I switched back and forth, and every time I switched to the audiobook, I was like, oh gosh, gotta get back to my eyes. But like Blake's voice changed halfway through the book, and it bothered the crap out of me. I was like, what the heck happened? But yeah, no, it was really sweet, and it was like a really sweet, fun, easy read that went very quickly.
Yeah, I read it with my eyes, and it took me maybe 4 hours. Like, it's a really fast, easy read. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was just like a wonderful balance of like the sweetness with this, developing romance, but also the serious side of things, because we're following our main character who lost her mother 3 years ago. And so it was a really great portrayal of sort of longer term grief, because, we're out of that most immediate period when she just lost her mother. But, that's something that follows you throughout the rest of your life. It's something that you kind of will carry with you. And so it was really, I thought, a really great portrayal of that, of seeing how she is moving on with her life, but still carrying that with her.
Yeah. It's almost like finding yourself again after experiencing such a traumatic event. And that is something that, you don't really read about much. It's almost like really immediately that we see characters, or much further on.
Right. So this book, that sort of rediscovering yourself, self-identity aspect was kind of twofold, because she's like rediscovering herself of how she used to be, of like recapturing her sort of like enthusiasm for life again, because she became very like cautious, and like she was very like avoiding anything that was even remotely reckless, because she was kind of afraid and like had her mother's death hanging over her. But then there's also the side of her sexuality, and she's kind of like discovering / acknowledging that for the first time. So just, I loved so much about this book. And then like in between the serious stuff and the sweet romance, we have like the fun elements of doing the bucket list, the lucky list. And like Christine said, like some of these are like go on a picnic, which doesn't seem like the most thrilling thing, but when you're in the moment, like it gives you a very wonderful little scene to have there. And like one of the things was what was it, like get over my fear of heights.
Yeah.
So like I thought she chose a very fun and adventurous way to do that. Like you could tackle your fear of heights in many ways, but
in
like
different ways,
the way she did this made it like an adventure bucket list type thing.
Yeah, when I read it, I was like, get over your fear of heights. That sounds boring too. And then it was like really fun. That was the best one.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
It's like just silence. Oh man, you guys have all said all the good stuff. I loved it. I was so surprised by how much I loved it too. But it's just like such a wholesome book. Like I was kind of going into it expecting it to be really sad for some reason. I mean, obviously because it deals with grief and like she's lost her mother and she's like trying to like work through all that. But there's so many like wholesome scenes with like her and Blake, and I loved the romance, which typically I don't say.
Right.
So typically I'm like, but it just like the progression of it just felt so natural to me, and it's just like, I don't know, there's just something so sweet about their romance that I really loved like seeing develop. And I loved how it all kind of came together in the end too. I'm not going to get into spoilers yet, but I loved that. And I just loved the whole bucket list aspect. Like I loved that not only was she feeling closer to her mom throughout doing the bucket list, but she was also like you guys were saying, like rediscovering herself through the process of doing that, and like learning more things about her and doing these like different things on the list. It was just like really beautiful, and I loved like how it all came together in the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Those are my non-spoiler thoughts.
Yes.
Spoiler-free thoughts. We're not going to be hopping full on into the discussion. So if you have not read the Lucky List, go read it. I recommend checking it out. Go read it, and then come back and watch the rest of the live show.
It's a really great summer read. It's just like exactly what you want to read when you're like out in the sun, laying outside. It's great.
Definitely. All right, so let's get started.
Okay,
here we go. Who was your favorite character? Let's just start off.
Blake. I loved Blake. She was the best.
Yeah, she really was great. I feel like she just like came into Emily's life right when she needed her the most, and just like opened her eyes to so many new things and experiences and stuff.
She was just this like ray of sunshine that she really needed. I lost my train of thought. Someone else talk. I had a thing that I was going to go into.
And what surprised me, I don't know if I knew this going in or not, but the fact that they knew each other when they were childhood friends. Like, I thought the dads were childhood friends, but I didn't remember, wasn't aware that like they knew each other when they were children.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I really
Can I just say that like from the very beginning when she read the list, I was like, that's definitely Blake's dad. This is definitely a little love triangle. Why can't you even be suspicious? Like, if I was Blake, I'd be like, hey, those are my dad's initials too. Like, I just don't know why that never came up till the very end. I was like, how could you not see this, Emily?
Well, because I mean, they are also her dad's initials, and she knows that her parents got together. That's her. So like, she didn't. I understand why it didn't pop into her mind, but yeah, as soon as I saw the initials, I was like, oh, it's Blake's dad.
Yeah. I was like, come on, be at least suspicious after her dad reacts the way he does to seeing it.
Although it was much less of a. Well, I mean, we don't know the full story. We don't know if there was more of like a drama in the love triangle. But
I feel like maybe he moved away because there was like weird love vibes, and then like came back.
But I feel like the dads wouldn't be able to be like friends.
Well, maybe it was like Jem and Will and Tessa. I also was like, were they like a throuple? Is what I was thinking for a while.
Maybe.
Yeah. So.
I would have liked that as a plot twist.
I'm dead.
It kind of reminded me of Phoebe Buffet. I don't know if you guys remember, but like her parents and her birth mom and her dad were like a throuple.
Yeah.
She was like, we were really close, her mom, and like she's like, okay, and she's like, no, we were really close.
I did consider that aspect, and one thing that sort of like pushed me in that direction was not only their dad's friendship together, but when he was like, oh, we're not looking for another house, we've got it taken care of. In my mind, I was like, a possibility, like they're moving in with Blake.
I was thinking the same thing for a bit. I was like, are they together?
I also liked her best friend, Kira.
Yeah.
Kira got on my nerves though because of how much she was pushing her with Matt. I was like, I know you don't want your friend group to be like a mess, but you can't pressure your friend to get back together with him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I kind of felt that too, but also she wasn't operating with the full picture. Like she didn't have all the information, and like she was under the impression that like Emily wanted to get back together with Matt. Like Emily had never told her anything otherwise, and they were like separated for all of summer. So like, I forgive her for that.
I forgive her, but in the moment I was like, can you stop? Like she's, I know she wanted to, I think she was looking for something to connect with her on too. And she was like, I can help you get back together with him. But she was just like so on the wrong page there.
Right.
I was more upset with Emily at that point in time because I'm like, you're denying your feelings, like you're lying to yourself, and everyone.
I was mad at both of them. I was like, stop listening to Kira. Like Blake is right there. This is so mean.
I was like, you're making things harder for literally everyone around you.
I know, and then poor Matt is also like being led along again.
No.
He was so nice about this after like for like the millionth time. She was like, let's get back together. And then never mind.
Oh man. What was your favorite thing on the bucket list?
Ooh.
My favorite thing was the jumping off the cliff. I had a little like teary moment when she was like counting to 5 up there.
I liked the tattoo. Give me the tattoo of the sun.
I like that too. Yeah.
Because
nice.
she like couldn't get the same tattoo that her mom had, but she still got something that like, represented her. I really liked that.
Yeah. Oh, another thing that like just got on my nerves. I feel like there were just some things in this that were obvious, and I was like, Emily, catch on. Like when she said like an invincible that when they found the quote about the invincible summer, like in the midst of like the cold winter, I found myself within myself an invincible summer, and she's like, what does that even mean? I was like, that's like the most easy to translate metaphorical sentence. Come on, Emily. And I feel like she like kind of did understand it, but was just saying like, what does that mean? I'm in a winter.
My favorite bucket list item.
I like the bookstore too. Sorry.
I really liked the apple orchard one. I thought that was so fun.
Oh,
Where they had to like steal the apple, and like these quarterback guys are like guarding the first tree.
that was my least favorite because I was listening to that on audio and I was kind of confused. I think maybe I just like kind of missed like what were they stealing? But I guess it's like the first tree and you're not allowed to pick from the
It's the first tree planted in this like very old orchard, so like you're not supposed to be allowed to pick from it. So they have these.
I like the part when she bites it and it's disgusting. She's like, "You want to try it?" And Blake's like, "Yeah, it tastes like ass. Try it." Like, no.
Oh, man. Okay, let's talk about bucket lists in general. Do you guys have a bucket list currently? Like, do you have one like written down, mental bucket list?
I used to have one like before college ended. I made like me and Katie made like a end of college bucket list, and on it was like go get food from Noodle Street one more time, and like walk this the route one more time, and like go. A lot of it was food. I was like, get a Slurpee from the 7-Eleven. What about you guys?
I never had anything that was like a written down or even like an ordered list thing. It's just like there's things that I want to do someday kind of thing. Most of mine involving travel and like places I want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's on? We should make a little mini 30s bucket list.
Ah.
Well, I'm not 30 yet, so I don't have to participate in that.
Again, you don't have to be 30 to make a bucket list for your 30s, Mr. I'm 29.
I'm 20, actually. I don't like really have a bucket list currently, but like growing up, I feel like I probably made like 10 bucket lists like growing up just randomly. Like when I was a kid, just being like, I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I want to. I don't know, just like random things,
Were they all things like that?
Yeah. I think I probably made one when I was in high school, but I don't remember it at all.
I think I made one toward the end of high school too. That was like end of high school things we have to do.
I wish like I could find it and see how ridiculous it is.
I feel like I might have the one from college somewhere, like because I kept a lot of that shit in like folders and stuff, but haven't dug it up yet.
Well, if you were to go back in time and like make a bucket list with like 5 things on it for your senior year, what would you have on it?
I would go. I never went to my senior prom, so if I could go back, I would want to go back and do senior prom.
Yeah.
Just for the experience, like.
Right.
High school is hard because like I didn't love it that much that I would like have other things to do. I feel like even you know what? There was an Italian trip for like the seniors that our Italian teacher took like 14 seniors on, and I wanted to go on it, but I chickened out and didn't after I got like the offer to go. And I would want to go do that. I don't know why I didn't. It was like 2 weeks in Italy.
I mean,
I know why I didn't because it was all kids I didn't know that were going.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I should have gone.
I feel like mine was like we never did like a senior prank, and like every senior class that like went to my school did a senior prank, and we never did one. And I feel like I missed out on.
I wasn't included. Like there probably was one in like.
I mean, okay, my senior class was like 30 people.
Oh yeah, you're really small.
Kind of thing. Yeah, it's a really small school. So.
What kind of pranks did the other classes do?
One senior class like shredded all their like papers from like their year in high school and filled the bus with like all the shredded paper. So that was like one thing that they did, and they got caught. And then another one got in and like toilet paper the school, like just put toilet paper everywhere. So
that happened while I was in school.
Wasteful things.
I feel like, was this in a book or did this happen or like someone put one of the like teachers' cars on the roof?
I feel like I've definitely seen that in like a movie or something.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen that in a book.
Yeah, what the hell was that? I like almost feel like it happened to me. Like when I was in school.
How did they get the car on the roof?
I don't know, but I remember asking the same question. It must have been in a book.
Yeah.
It must have been in a book. But
I also feel like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just wish I would have worn something more interesting for my senior prom. Like some extravagant outfit, you know, like
like something cool and different.
Yeah, like when you're there, like when
you don't really have a sense of like what I don't know,
style or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guess, but also like you just don't want to be made
stand
fun
out
of
too much.
you
Yeah,
know? And so it's like you care too much what other people think when you're in.
Yeah, so you kind of go safe in every direction.
Yeah. I don't know.
What you think will
be a little
be
bit more true to myself, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't really come into your own style wise. I feel like until you're ready to like not care what people think, and it's hard in high school.
You're so much more susceptible to influence and other people's opinions.
Yeah. I know. You like really just want to look like good in the most normal way. I feel like.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know. My dress was like kind of different, but like mostly the same.
I don't know if I've ever seen your dress. I feel like you've shown me.
Probably have because I've also talked about it a lot. I feel like, but it's like blue. I wore it in a book talk once. It's blue and it has like cutouts on the side, which was new for that era. Like it was like cutouts here, you know.
Yeah.
I thought they were so cool.
Okay, so what's one thing that you guys want on your 30s bucket list?
I want to get a house.
Yeah.
It's like you have one, but like people, I guess you live near a city, everything's so expensive, so it's like much harder.
Right.
It's like the millennial issue. Like no one can buy a house.
Yeah, see, that's something that I would put on my list, but then another part of me is like, but the housing market sucks. So
well, right now, yeah.
It's been getting worse like over the last few years. So who knows?
It's got really worse.
Just move to Missouri. It's great here. Affordable.
Yeah.
Even in the bigger cities, it's better than California.
Is it 104 degrees?
No, but it's like in the 80s.
Oh,
it's really, in the 80s really humid though. So. Yeah.
Yeah, what's on your lists?
Well, I'm not 30 yet, so I don't have to.
Just make a thing.
I feel like, something, I want to buy a new car.
I do too. That's on my list too.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to do that this year.
Yeah. So.
I want to travel. This was something that was, I don't usually do New Year's resolutions, but I do like birthday resolutions, like when my birthday comes around in February. And so last February, my big resolution was I wanted to get my passport and I wanted to travel. And then a month later, the pandemic hit.
Did you get your passport though?
No, I don't. I
get your passport.
Yeah, but what was the point?
Okay, but you can't ask what was the point. They last 10 years. That's the point.
Okay, yeah, but like I have to go get my picture taken and go to the post office. And I didn't like going to places that weren't required me to be in at the time. So like now it's on my to-do list to get a passport. But it's not a pressing issue because I still don't have any like solid plans to go anywhere. But I really want to go to South Korea. That is one place at the top of my travel list. And then also Ireland. I would love to go to Ireland. That's where my family is from. So love to go back to the homeland.
Yeah. I want to go to like New Zealand and Japan. Someone in the chat was just saying that that's on their list. And also I want to go to Sweden. That's
Sweden, yeah.
Yes. My family from Sweden and I went to see Sweden.
Yeah. I want to go back to Japan.
I want to go there. I want to go to there.
I want to stay for like a month the next time I go. I don't know if that's like really, if I can make that like happen, but I don't know. There's just so much to do, so much to see. I'd love to do that.
There's something wrong with like in the back streets. Never know if you don't go.
Get her out of here for a little bit. So anyway,
exile yourself for that. You set that up. It is not your fault.
okay. So since both of them are being this way, let's just. I'm gonna carry the live show on my back now. Let's go.
You walked right into that.
Hey now, you're an all-star.
Y'all. Okay, seriously, time out again. Okay, the next question. We're gonna pair this book with a Taylor Swift song. Let's bring them back. We'll bring them back. Okay.
It's hard to pair this when like the lucky one just pops right
No,
into
that
my
one's
head.
just automatically. But what's the narrative of that one? I can't even think.
It's about a girl who was famous, and then it's just like Lucky. She's so lucky. It's Taylor's version of Lucky. But what about like trying to find a place in this world from Taylor Swift? I'm just a girl trying to find, or August. August sipped away like a bottle of wine.
I don't know
and they
why,
were having the best time together, and then something happened.
Treacherous is coming to mind for some reason.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, because she feels like she's scared to like step into this part of herself because she doesn't know what everyone's going to think and what her mom would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that came to my mind first, I feel like every time this question comes up, I need to look at like Taylor Swift's entire track list.
I know.
The first one that came to my mind was Gorgeous because Blake is so gorgeous.
Yeah, that works too. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Or like even King of My Heart.
so many.
Yeah. A lot of Reputation.
Emily has like a big part of this book is Emily's like a sentimental attachment to like her mom's things. And her dad's like getting rid of a bunch of things. Are you guys like sentimental with objects or not at all?
Yes, us hoarders are hoarding because of the sentimental stuff with objects. Yeah, I like to keep but I understand what her dad's saying. I think she ended up keeping like a token sentimental object from like each part of her mom, like her cardigan and her favorite mug and like the box of stuff from high school. I think that was like really nice. She picked the right stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think I would have done something really similar, like tried to keep like at least one of her special things from each thing.
Yeah. I'm definitely like very much so that way. I feel like I get it from my mom because she just like keeps everything.
I know, and mine too.
Like I even have like I have a fortune cookie wrapper from when I had Chinese food with my grandma when I was a kid. Like I found that the other day. I was like, I really kept this like all these years.
Yeah.
It's just something
I have like movie tickets from high school.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
I also have those types of things, but like I also have a part of me that like rebels against keeping like I'm so conflicted over this because like a part of me wants to keep absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And that side often wins because I have so much crap everywhere. Another part of me is like I don't like having so many objects and so much clutter. Like I enjoy a more like minimalistic looking area. But I can't bear to throw anything away.
Yeah, I made like a deal with myself when I moved here that like if it's special enough to keep, like you have to put it in this scrapbook so like you'll actually see it and have it somewhere that it's not going to get lost and like never see it again. So I really love that. Like, and when I move again, I think I'm going to do like another bunch of scrapbook pages because I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff out.
That's a good idea. Because I have like from where I'm sitting right now, I can see I have like the Broadway booklets from when we saw Cursed Child.
Yeah, I ripped off the front pages of them and put them in the scrapbook.
That's a good thing to do. I also have at the end of Taylor Swift's Reputation, they like threw these little like thin newspaper looking things all over the place. I still have one of those.
I threw mine out. It didn't make the cut.
Sentimental.
You could have sold that on eBay for $50.
I doubt that.
Like a bunch of crap that we get from BEA and stuff too. And I'm like, why do I keep this? But I'm just like, memories. It reminds me of BEA.
Yeah, badge from every convention we've gone to.
Yeah, same.
I mean, like, I went through them before I moved and like kept the most important ones. But like, I have all of our all of our business cards from when we first met each other.
Yeah.
And like this is from NerdCon when we went. Like that could be awesome. And like all of our strips of like pictures and stuff. And like the art that like the viewers have given me. Puffs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have like so much stuff in here. Like when Sasha drew me behind her on like her taking it up. Yeah. Like this is it. I just felt like so much better once I had this stuff out of a folder.
Yeah.
And, like on
see, mine are just like in boxes somewhere. Like
and even these, like I'm gonna want to look at these later on. Like so, whenever we get our postcards, because we hand these out to when we do like meet and greet things, we all sign one for each other so that we can save it. Yeah. And so I have so many of them, and now they're in here. But yeah.
That's I need to do that.
One is right there.
I can't get rid of any of them. Like currently they're all pinned up on my wall as like a wall of stuff. But the scrapbook is a really good idea. I feel like, especially for some of the stuff that I don't have on my wall, like my Broadway booklets and stuff like that.
Christine, where'd you get that scrapbook from?
This was just at Michael's, and it's such a good one. Oh wait, yeah. I found it at Michael's. And you get those dots, the glue dots, because they're so much easier than actual glue. And you just like pop the dots on them and pop them in. It was real fun. Yeah. Look.
Do you still have the itinerary from our first BEA?
I definitely went by that in my thing, but I think I might have thrown it out.
From like 7 years ago now or something?
I have the calendar, like the March 2011 calendar where I first mapped out Emma Better in here. Yeah, like and I have like notes from people that were really nice. Yeah. I have to continue it. I have so much more shit. That's wonderful that I can't throw out. I didn't get to take down my wall of crap in New Jersey, and I wanted to like use that stuff and put it in here. But I didn't get a chance to because I was there for like a day and a half, and for that day and a half there was like so much to do to prep to go to this. My mom rented a house by the beach for us, and like we had to get Paul his shot, and like it was just like so much stuff. I spent like a couple hours, and all those hours were spent just like looking at stuff and being like, ooh, look at this, instead of like packing up stuff.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram stories.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I only got through like a couple notebooks, couple folders.
Oh, no.
I need like a week of just doing that to really make progress.
Sure.
But like just on the sentimental thing, so that wall of crap, one day I was like talking about how my mom's eventually gonna move, I think, because like we're not living there anymore. And I was like, well, I want to take down my wall of crap, so don't touch it. She wants to paint the room because it's green. That's what it was. And I was like, well, don't touch the wall of crap because I want to take that down myself. And she's like, do you still have a wall of crap? And I was like, yeah, it's in the room, Mom. She's like, is it? And I was like, did you take that down? She's like, I took some pictures and like for you. And I was like, are you? I started crying because like I wanted to have those moments where like I take the stuff down and like see what they're so old now. Like I want to look at everything, and I got so upset. And then I went home, and it is still up. So she was just fucking with me.
Oh my gosh, Mom. She's probably watching this. Mom.
She did this again with something else when she was like with her friend just to see my reaction. And I started crying again about something. I was so upset. I was like, Mom, this is so mean. Like I love like all this stuff. I can't just get rid of shit.
Mama Bananas, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, she told me she went in my room to like get DVDs and stuff for the garage sale she was having with her friend. And I was like, no, you didn't touch my friend's DVDs.
I'm dead. That's so funny.
So rude.
Let's see. That really like covers everything. Let's recommend a book based off this book. What's a book that you guys like that comes to mind when you think of the Lucky List that you would recommend?
I know what it is. Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson.
Yeah.
I love that book. And it's a summer list that her friend leaves her to do during the summer to kind of like, so she doesn't just sit alone because it's her best friend and they do everything together, but she wants her to like get out there on her own. And it's the same sort of like running theme of like coming into yourself and instead of just depending, and it's different. But like she's coming to herself because she's always with her friend, and her friend is the one that like is adventurous, and now she does stuff on her own and learns about herself.
Right.
What about you guys?
I don't know why, but this one's not really a good recommendation, but I'm thinking of Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson.
That one is like the depressing version of what I just said.
So sad. But it does like deal with grief, and like it's about
it deals with grief.
coming to terms
It's
with
the
that.
other side. It's the sad side of this.
It's a really sad side, but it just came to mind, and it's very summery too. So,
but it's also very sad because her dad is like dying throughout the book.
Yeah.
That one's a lot heavier.
Yeah. Two opposite ends of the Morgan Matson spectrum.
Well, one that I would say has like a similar balance of like sweet but also serious topics, and is kind of like a mostly fun queer read would be The Sky Blues, which we just read a couple months ago.
Yeah.
That one is so good.
Yeah, it's a really great, like heartwarming and like a lot of cute, fluffy moments, but also like more serious moments, and just like has all the emotions and like coming into yourself vibes. So yeah, that's that one.
It's a good recommendation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is our live show for the Lucky List. Thank you guys for being here, joining us in the chat. We always love having you guys with us. Again, next month we are reading Tokyo Ever After. Christine, you're the only one that has a copy, so.
Is this working? Am I book facing
It's
yet?
gonna work better with Pat because it matches her hair.
Oh.
But the lighting is too
Yeah,
bad.
the lighting is not as matchy. What we have to do is bring this really close so it's like the size of your face and you far away. Oh, you almost got it. Back up a little bit with your face. No.
It's too hard. Anyways, next
That's
month.
just like the tiniest little mouth on her face.
Anyway, next month we are reading Tokyo Ever After.
Yes, it's right here.
Right
so
here.
excited.
And
I
Princess
hope it has a great
Diaries 5.
audiobook.
Um,
What have you guys been reading lately?
The Lucky List.
Other than the Lucky List, obviously we all just read this.
Oh yeah.
The wind blows.
I want to ask your opinion, but I also don't want to be spoiled.
I don't. That's why I refuse to say anything relating to any feelings about the book. I will say that I immediately started rereading it upon finishing it. So like,
Yes, so that's a good sign.
that's a sign. But like, I don't want to say anything else. Because anything I say will be considered a spoiler.
Yeah, don't say anything. I'm excited.
I won't, but I want to.
Jesse, what about you?
Victory is Greater Than Death. Have you heard that?
Oh,
What
It's
does
like
it
a
look like?
sci-fi book. It's in the other room. It's a sci-fi book, but it really is reminding me of like Xenon. You know that like
Ooh. Wasn't expecting that reference. Nice.
This book.
Oh, okay, cool. I've never seen that book.
What
That
do you
sounds
read?
intense.
it was just the Tor Book Club free ebook, and they gave it away. We just missed it.
Oh, I just finished this. It was so good.
What?
Ooh.
I loved it.
How does it rank against?
It's my favorite one. I'm obsessed with it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I'm intrigued because like I loved Evelyn Hugo, and then Daisy Jones is the type of book that I wouldn't have read if I didn't love Evelyn Hugo so much, and I liked Daisy Jones.
I love the format of Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, with this one, it's not the kind of book I would normally pick up. Like, the synopsis doesn't do anything.
Don't look at the synopsis. I didn't even look at the synopsis.
Never look at the synopsis.
Because it's so much better if you don't. It's really, really, really great. I love it. And
it's about, there's like 2 timelines, and it's about
stop. No timelines. Stop talking about the timelines. It's about 4 siblings and their lives and their parents and the effects that like their parents. It's like kind of like This Is Us has a lot of like similar vibes the way it's told, the format of the story.
You tell me that I can't talk about timelines and then say it's like This Is Us.
Well, some people haven't watched This Is Us, and if you have watched This Is Us, you know This Is Us. But a lot of like family stuff, but also a lot of like other great stuff. I just loved it so much. And with Daisy Jones, like I really loved the format of it, but like I didn't love it like I love this. Like I want to write a book like Daisy Jones, and the way like the idea that she wrote that, and it was like and it was like considered a book, you know, because it's just like it's like an interview, and like that's just like it felt like a script almost that you were like reading, and I was like, this is so cool. Like I'm allowed to do this.
Did you audiobook that?
I did audiobook it. Oh my God, it's excellent. Yes, Julia Whelan kills it. It's so good. I was like crying in the car listening to it, and like at Starbucks, and I picked up Starbucks down the shore. And like I'd come into the house with everyone around and be like crying from my audiobook.
You need to read Taylor Jenkins Reid's backlist. Her book.
What is it?
Taylor Jenkins Reid's her older book.
Oh, I know. I haven't read any of her books before. These like 3 big ones.
They're more like romancy. They're more like romantic dramas rather than just like the more dramatic of her more recent.
Well, what I really like about these is like they're all so different, but like they have these common themes of like kind of old Hollywood and looking past like how generational stuff affects the next generation in your family and all that stuff is like kind of a common theme going on in all 3 of these big ones.
She's also brilliant at character development. Like her characters always feel like so real.
Did Kat just freeze for you? You just came back. Oh, great. What's going on over here?
I was just saying her character development is great. Like her characters always feel like real people.
Oh yeah, they feel very, very real. But yeah, it almost makes me feel like I definitely enjoy the ones before this, I bet. But I love how like each one is like, wow, like what sparked this? Because it's such a different style from the one before. But yeah. So anyway, Malibu Rising was excellent, and I loved Evelyn Hugo. But you know what kind of tainted it was like everyone loving it so much before I read it.
Yeah.
And it always happens to me, and I really loved it, but I couldn't love it to the degree I would if I like discovered it all like in the beginning before everyone was talking about it. Yeah.
I might try Malibu Rising.
Yeah, cool.
All right, well that's it for our live show. Again, thank you to everybody for joining us. Tokyo Ever After next month. Check our socials at Booksplosion for the live show date, and we'll see you next time. I'm Jesse.
Yes, I'm Christine.
I'm Kat.
We're Booksplosion.
We're Booksplosion.
Thanks for watching.